Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when I first got on Facebook, my daughters, you know how the kids are, they like to post pictures, and I happened to be checking their emails, or Facebook rather, as parents tend to do. So I saw a picture of myself on there, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I was that big. So, you know, I was introduced to the weight loss program, and I started taking it, and I said, well, I can't believe that, you know, you can just take this formula and eat what you want, you know, whatever you want. And all this time I have been doing like the other programs, and I plateaued. So I got, you know, I got disgusted.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm spending all this money, have, you know, products coming to my home every month, over $300–400. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I was introduced to the program, and lo and behold, the first week I said, well, let me just try on a pair of pants that is in the back of the closet. So I got in there and I put them on. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can get into these pants. So I said, well, I'm not just going to move these pants out of my closet yet. I'm going to continue to keep on doing what I do. And I'm like, the next week came around and I'm like, okay, let's try something else. Let me get into a dress that I hadn't gotten into in over 2 or 3 years. And so I said, okay, let me try it. I was a little nervous. I got into the dress, and you know how a lot of times you get into clothes and it's like you got to pull them up and you can't do it. So I got into it. I was ecstatic. And I'm like, okay, well, it seems like, you know, you can do it, but you can't. But what I told myself, if I really want to lose the weight, I got to do what it takes to get it done. So I started with my coconut oil, started with my water. I did my fruit throughout the day, and I tried to stay in between those times. So when I did that, I noticed that I continued to keep losing the inches. So I got on a conference call, and Dr. Vincent said, well, how much weight have you lost? I'm like, well, I can't believe I really haven't lost that much weight, but I'm losing inches. He's like, well, what would you rather do? Would you rather lose weight or pounds, or would you rather lose inches? I'm like, well, inches. From getting into the dresses and the pants that are smaller. So I thought about it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So needless to say, I continued on, and then my husband, he brought up a dress from down in the basement, and I was going to give away all those clothes to charity. He brought it up. He said, do you think you could get into this? I said, no. I'll just wait a little while on that. That was actually a size 9 dress.
Wow.
And so the next day, I said, well, let me just try it on to see how much I need to do. So I did get into the dress, and that dress is what you see on the How Did We Do It page. That's a size 9.
Wow.
It's still a size 12.